welcome back. Okay, so let's talk about equations involving fractions. Whenever we want to solve an algebraic equation that has fractions, there's something we can do to make it a little bit easier before we get started. Here we have x divided by 4 minus 2 equals 4 divided by 6 minus 6. Now, a fraction has a denominator, and it's there because the numerator does not divide evenly by the denominator. But what we can do is look at these two numbers here and say, what can I do to make these two numbers go bye-bye? I need a number that's divisible by 4, but also is divisible by 6. Now, you could just say 4 times 6 is 24 and be done. Or you could try to get a small number they have in common and be like 4, let me see, 8, 12. I can divide 4, 12 goes into 4 and it also goes into 6. So I said that wrong. 12 is divisible by 4 and 12 is also divisible by 6. We're looking for numbers that divide evenly by the denominators because we want the denominators to go away. So 4 goes in 12 and it also goes, 6 goes into 12 as well, and that's what we want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that factor of 12 and I'm going to apply the distributive property with it, okay? I'm going to take that 12 and I'm going to multiply it times everything, and I'm going to do it on this side as well, inside of this equation. You're like, what? Watch me work. So now I'm going to have 12x over 4 minus 12 times 2 is 24 is equal to 12 times 4, which is 48, divided by 6 minus 12 times 6, which is 72. Okay? So it makes big numbers, but that's okay because we know how to do big numbers, right? We know how to solve this thing. Now I'm going to simplify these fractions. I'm going to go ahead and reduce as much as I can. 12 divided by 4 simplifies down to 3x minus 24. 48 divided by 6 is equal to x 8 minus 72. Let me make sure I wrote that right, and I'm missing an x right here. Sorry, I'm not about to erase this though. Now I have 3x minus 24 equals 8x minus 72. I have all whole numbers. Yes, now I can do this. What do I need to do? Get all my numbers on one side, get all my letters on the other side. Now, if you want your x's to stay positive, you would move the smaller number over here. But if you don't care and you like, I like all my x's on the left side. So I'm going to subtract 8x. That'll give me negative 5x minus 24 equals negative 72. Then I'm going to put this 24 over here, and I'm going to end up having to move this so you can see it. Negative 5x is going to be equal to, that would be 60, and then that is going to be 48, and it'll be a negative 48. So now negative 5x is equal to negative 48. Divide both sides by negative 5, and x is equal to 48 over 5. Or you can change it to a mixed number, which will be 8 and, actually it won't be 8. It'll be 9 and 3/5, if that's what you want to do. So, I know you like, whoo, wait a minute. That was a little bit too much. But we're going to run it back and we're going to do it again. Okay? So just hang with me. All right, so let's try another one. We have fractions and we want to try to make it as easy to work with as possible. And you don't have to do this step if you are used to adding, subtracting fractions and you're good with it. Then you know what? Don't worry about it. But for us who want to make life a little bit easier, if you can grab it. If you can't, that's all right. I'm looking at this denominator. I need a number that can be divided by 5 that can also be divided by 3. What number is that? 15. So I'm going to take the number 15 and I'm going to use that as the factor in my distributive property. I'm multiplying everything times 15, okay? So 15 times x over 5 will be 15x over 5 15 times 3 is going to be a 45 equals 2 times 15, which is 30 over 3. Don't forget the x. And then 15 times 4, which is plus 60. Now I have these fractions that have numerators that I can actually divide by the denominator, and that's what I want. So 15 divided by 5 is going to reduce down to 3x minus 45. 30 divided by 3 is going to give me 10x plus 60. Something I can work with now. Something I'm a little bit more comfortable with. I mean, it works for me, but I don't know. It may not work for you. Want to get all my numbers on one side. Like I said, if you want to keep it positive, move the smaller number, but I like my x's on the left side. So this will be negative 7x minus 45 is equal to 60. I'm going to add 45 to both sides. 7x is equal to 105. Divide both sides by 7. And that'll be 105 divided by 7. 7 goes into 10 once. And then 7 goes into 35 5 times. So x is equal to 15. I looked at that. Y'all already didn't think that was going to work. So that's another way that you can use that with fractions. You want to find a number that you can multiply the entire equation by to get rid of those denominators. So it's an option. You don't have to do it, but just in case you have fractions and you want to know how to do it, that's how you do it.